From Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida, this is Poker Night in America. Hello and welcome to a very special presentation of Poker Night in America, the Big Four. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I am Chris Hansen, and we're at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open.
The Big Four has become the can't-miss tournament series of the East Coast, which concludes today with all four tournament final tables playing down in a simultaneous cacophony of chip shuffling and realized dreams, but mostly chip shuffling. What an occasion to celebrate the opening of the $1.5 billion expansion, including a guitar-shaped hotel with 638 new luxury rooms.
We are going to be featuring the final table of the 5250 single re-entry main event, but we also have three other events besides that one that are going on, including the $1,100 buy-in event. This one had a prize pool of $537,000, and the winner of the $1,100 no-limit tournament will be taking home $104,000. The two chip leaders in that event are Kanger Elkin with just over $3 million in chips and Jack Dwan with $2.3 million in chips. And as we spin over to the 2650 table, we'll see a couple of faces that are familiar to Poker Night in America. That would be Faraz Jaka and Jessica Dawley. Both of them are in the hunt to take down that $1 million guaranteed prize pool here at Seminole Hard Rock. And last but certainly not least, the High Roller event. This was a $25,500 buy-in, creating a prize pool with 115 entries of $2.8 million, and just over $750,000 will go to the winner here tonight. And look at that, Captain Slow Roll himself, Sean Deeb, is one of the chip leaders who is chasing down that huge payday here this weekend at Seminole Hard Rock. In just a moment, we're going to head down to the final table of that main event. 809 entrants account for a prize pool of nearly $4 million, with over $698,000 to first place. Well, here we go, Stapes. We're playing for some serious cash tonight, almost $700,000 for first place here at Seminole Hard Rock.
It's a tournament. I love tournaments.
All right, blinds are 30 and 60K as we get started.
And there is a 60K big blind ante.
This is Joseph Chong, makes it 125.
King Jack suited, yummy, yummy. This is Shalom Elharar. That's Spanish for the Harar.
And he's pushing the action to 325 with the suited King Jack.
Nick Schwarman's out. Giuliano Lentini out. Jerry Robinson out. And so is Ben Farrell. On to Jordan Fish.
Wow. Fish folds his eights. So now we're back to Chong. He calls.
You can understand why you get out of the way with eights. There are two very short stacks at this table. Every player that gets eliminated before you is more cash in your pocket.
Flop is King High.
Top pair for Elharar. Elharar decides not to check back. That's 275 with his top pair. And Joe may stick around for a hot minute. He's got an over, some backdoor cards he'll like. No nice backdoor for Chong there.
Elharar bets 350. Chong not going away.
Must think that ace high would be the best hand sometimes as well.
And he doesn't improve. So Chung checks one more time, gets a check behind.
Yeah, gets a free showdown. And what is the sound of one fan clapping? That. Brandon Carl folds under the gun. Sean Winter out.
Ninth place, AKA first person to get knocked out, wins $69,000. Eighth place is $91,000.
Action over to Giuliano Lentini. What's his shirt say? Chip Billy?
Chip Bully.
I don't think so. I think it says Chip Billy. Maybe it says Chip Belly, because he likes to eat chips.
Well, whatever it is, he is grabbing chips. And he is raising to 140 with pocket nines. Action on Ben Farrell on the button.
I want to feel Lentini.
All in.
And Farrell is all in with King Queen.
Count, please.
Lentini's getting a little better than 2-1. I don't know if that's the right odds or not. I honestly still don't understand how that works. Now, there is a little bit less of an incentive to call it off at final tables because with every elimination you can avoid, you make real money. Every decision has a real-life dollar amount attached to it.
And we still have those two shorties that are sitting there, so do you want to give someone with not that many chips even more chips if you don't have to?
No blood spilled so far, which is what's supposed to happen because it's a poker game. If you want to see blood, tune into C-SPAN like the rest of us.
Wow, Joe, that was some really exciting stuff.
Yeah, and speaking of exciting stuff, let me explain the effects of ICM pressure at a final table where one player is everyone else dominated and how that pertains to the televised product.
I actually think I'll opt for the commercial and hope for some coolers when we return.
Wise man.
How would you like to play against the pros on national TV? Download now to play and win. It's absolutely free to play. Welcome back to Poker Night's presentation of the Big Four, where things are a bit tight at the main event final table.
That is exactly right, Chris. There are several small stacks and a handful of comfortable stacks, and those comfortable stacks have absolutely no incentive to risk any more chips until more money is guaranteed. This scenario pretty much gives Sean Winter the green light to pilfer chips at will. All right, keep in mind tonight our champion of this final table does win almost $700,000. The first person who gets knocked out, well, still going home with a nice chunk of change at 69 and change. I think it's important also, Chris, to remind ourselves that with all these poker tournaments, the true prize is the friendships. This is Jordan Fish, and he's raising to 150. Action on Sean Winter. He's having a hell of a year. He's won around $2 million already.
Scratch offs mainly, or?
No poker.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Winter calls. The big blind here is not only in for their big blind, but also a 60K ante that they have to put in, so.
Yeah, you're only supposed to look at it as like, 1/9 of the ante, but nobody does. Fish betting is ace high. Winter may stick around with one pair at least one time.
Call. We got a call from Winter.
A call from Winter. That sounds like a Dean Koontz novel.
6 on the turn, so Winter's still way ahead with his pair of 8s.
And he does pick up a straight draw to go with his pair. Free card?
Free card, free card, free card. Who wants a free card?
Free card.
Fish does. Here we go. Let's see the river. A deuce comes, so Winter's got this hand unless he folds.
Yeah, my guess is with the way the action's gone, he's going to feel confident enough to value bet. 140, small bet, specifically designed to get a call from a fish with ace high.
From Fish with ace high. Is that what
Sorry,
you mean?
the fish.
He does call.
Yeah, and it works. Well done.
And Winter gets 1.14 million in that pot. All right, let's jump over to the high roller event where we have two players, Stapes, who are all in, and Sean Deeb is on a decision to maybe try to eliminate both of them here. Jake Schwartz with ace-jack was first to go all in. Josh Ray came over the top of him to go all in. And Deeb calls. And Sean Deeb has a very nice lead going to the flop. He's got pocket queens versus ace-jack and ace-king.
This guy's so confident.
So again, Josh Ray, Jake Schwartz, both at risk here.
I know.
And here comes the flop. It is king 10-3. So Josh Ray pulls ahead on the flop. And he's got a stranglehold on this hand. and he is going to almost triple up and will eliminate Jake Schwartz in the process. And so with that elimination in 7th place, Jake Schwartz is going to cash in just over $90,000. And now let's head back to the main event table where we're still 9-handed. And these 9 players all trying to get after that $700,000 first place prize.
Chong's out. Carl's going to be out. It's like Allison Chain says. Like the coldest winter chill, Jack King beside you. Raise it up, something like that.
So Winter makes it 120. Elharar goes to 320.
Wow, quick 3-bet. This is a pretty feisty re-raise, unless you think Sean's going to be opening super wide.
Good strategy. Good triple.
And now action is back on Winter.
We're flipping.
I'm good for a short stack. It's fine.
Oh, wow. It looks like Winter's going to push it even higher, up to $950,000.
Yeah, with Sean's big stack and the 2 short stacks at the table and the size of Elharar's stack, I don't want to say you can put pressure on him, but he can put continued physical force on or against him in hopes of forcing him to make the move he wants. Elharar now in a spot where he realizes he's likely to be flipping at best. He's no longer the aggressor. He's probably trying to figure out if Sean would sometimes fold to a jam. We know he probably would, but man, it sure does not look like it.
Makes the call. All right.
Calls. I honestly would have been less surprised if he had shoved.
Oh, and gives him a look, too. This is fun. All right, let's see what the flop is. Flop 7-3 deuce, 5's holding.
And that is a pretty good flop for Thin Diesel over there.
Winter's first act, though. Just over $500,000 is the bet. Now $2.5 million in the middle.
It's a relatively small continuation bet. And Elharar calls again.
And gives him the stare down again.
He's slow playing pocket 5s.
This is awesome. A 4 on the turn, and now he's got an open-ended straight draw to go with his pair of 5s.
Not only is he open-ended now, but it's an undercard to his 5s. And he no longer has to worry about his opponent making a pair of aces.
Well, Winter's just going to keep betting. And this one's just under $1 million.
Elharar wasting no time counting out the call.
Elharar's keeping that hand hidden. He's not going to give any more information, at least with his betting.
He's definitely giving some information with his face, though. The stare down is killing me.
Pocket 5's made it all the way through without one of Winter's overcards hitting.
Can Winter enter the clip? And if he does, would any amount get Elharar to fold with this run out and this much already invested?
Oh, boy.
On.
Ooh! Oh, that's all of them.
Winter does, in fact, push the rest in. I honestly do not see how you can get this far with 2 5s and all of a sudden change your read and fold away all the chips you put in there. But then again, I didn't see how he could make any of the plays that got us here in the first place, yet here we are. And I know some people out there hate it when I say us, but by us, I mean the audience. I have no idea how we got here.
A lot of big decisions throughout a poker tournament when you're at the final table, though, and you're looking at only the rest of the field around you to beat. Oh, what's he going to do? Oh, he lets it go.
Man, oh man.
Oh, yeah, oh, man, oh, yeah.
Oh man, Sean Winter.
Obviously, I have aces.
Yeah, right.
I hope everyone learned a lesson watching that hand. If you can't stand the heat, just stay long enough to lose half your stack before abandoning your original read.
Welcome back to Hollywood, Florida, where we're bringing you continuing coverage of the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open Big Four.
Let's head back to the action.
You think everybody bluffing here? I think you're bluffing 90%. You just got the chip, so it's easy more.
I wouldn't say it's easy, but we get your point.
Yeah, it is a lot easier to bluff when you have a massive chip lead. That is true. There's no denying that.
When you cover me, you know, if you didn't cover me, not when you have it. I don't think you had it, but it's okay.
It's not easy for everyone.
Pocket eights here for Jordan Fish.
You know what I just realized?
What's that?
His name isn't even spelled like Fish the animal. It's two totally different things. I'm gonna start pronouncing it with the C, Jordan Fish.
Action now on Joseph Chong. He is re-raising to 480,000. Back to Fish.
All in.
Not a whole lot of chips between these two.
And we are taking our first flip of this final table like a TikTok versus a Finstagram. One of these two hands has a slight mathematical advantage.
Last one was eights too.
Just under 3.5 million chips to the winner of this pot. I'm going to take ace-jack suited in this spot. Let's see if I'm right. Flop is 10, 9, 6, just one club.
Solid flop for eights.
Here comes the turn.
Hot
Turns
turn.
5 of clubs. Yeah, a real hot turn.
Hot turn, everybody. We got a hot turn here. Tons of outs for Chong now.
An ace, a jack, or any club. Ooh, misses on the river.
That's going to leave a mark. Joseph Chong down to 3.7 million.
And we quickly focus our attention back over to the $1,100 event, where David Castronova is all in, and Jack Duong calls with 3-4 suited. He's got a pair of threes versus a pair of queens, and he makes 2 pair on the river. And Jack Duong's going to continue his strong play here at the $1,100 event and eliminate David Castronova. And Stapes, we haven't gotten rid of anybody yet here at our table. We are still 9-handed. Blinds have just gone up there at 40 and 80K with an 80K ante as well on the big blind. All right, action's folded around to our chip leader, Sean Winter.
Even he can't make something out of that.
160.
Elharar getting out of line again. I think I'm going to like this guy.
I was just going to say that. I like his style. And we have not heard anything from Jerry Robinson yet tonight.
Hey, Robinson, where's the rest of your Swiss family, huh? They're over on that island? Is that why you got that beard, huh? Where's the rest of that Swiss family, Robinson?
And it looks like Jerry's going to make the call with his sevens.
He's like a cross between Wolverine and David Spade.
Flops 9-9 deuce.
Not a very scary board at all for 2 sevens.
275.
Elharar's betting before we can even cut to him. I love it. Now, if we're just reach sure about how Elharar played fives, I can't see how you could ever fold sevens here. I almost already can't see how you fold sevens, but especially not against this fella.
Yep, as of now, Robinson going nowhere. Almost 1 million chips in the pot now. As we move to the turn.
And it is an overcard for the 2 sevens, but not a particularly dangerous one.
A check from Robinson, and again, a quick bet from Elharar.
Elharar just going for it again. But there is something about this line that doesn't quite make sense. First of all, he's not supposed to have very many nines. He's not supposed to have Jack 4, for that matter. He could have a hand like 10s or jacks that he's trying to protect overcards from hitting, and he could very well be playing it that way. But man, oh man, there aren't a lot of hands 7s should be fearing right now.
All right, Robinson makes the call. And the river, 4. So Elharar does make a pair of 4s on the river, but we know it's not good enough. Doesn't care, he bets just over $500,000. And a quick call from Robinson.
A pair of 4 is not good enough, and a bet that size certainly not good enough to get 7s to fold. 2 very bizarrely played hands so far from Elharar. 2 times he gets all the way to the river and basically gives up. It's like he took my training course. Oh, the Elharar. I can barely watch.
Oh, he is down to 24 big blinds. He started with 96 big blinds. He would have been second in chips. Now he's the 3rd shortest. Basically, it's all in or fold from here. We'll be right back with the harsh realities of tournament poker right after these messages. Closed captioning is brought to you as a public service by Poker Night in America. Welcome back to the Big Four, where no one, I repeat, no one, has been eliminated yet from our main event final table. Stapes, it's almost like it could go on indefinitely.
Yeah, thank goodness for blinds and antes, and oh, I see why they're important now. I totally get it.
I'm gonna talk to you guys because I've played on these coops. Yeah.
Pocket sixes for Joseph Chong. Let's see what Joe's going to do with this under the gun. Here comes the call.
I saw someone double through Joseph, but he is not exactly short stacked yet.
All in.
And Nick Schwarman is all in with Queen Jack suited. It's 805,000. One of the short stacks here at the table.
You know what you have about?
8 and change, just over 8.
Just over 8.
Yeah, Schwarman with way fewer chips than Chong. I think he's gonna end up making this call.
He called. He called. You can see cards.
Chong calls. We are flipping for the second time. When I say we, I mean Joseph Chong and an opponent.
Who do you want to take this time, Stapes? I'll let you
Well,
pick.
Chong lost his first flip, so he has to win the second one. That's how it works.
Okay. Flop is 9, Jack 10.
Pretty reasonable flop.
Long go.
Not for me.
You got redraws.
Chong on the verge of losing his second flip.
Again, so many.
It's gonna be soft on the river. See you later. You hit this.
All right, needs a 6 on the river.
Trying to get some of that early payment equity. No good.
Schwarman's going to double up and stay alive.
Schwarman's gonna stay alive is the last thing Chris said. I would like my next line to be, he's not sweating it either.
I don't know if I dig this.
I love it when I do a reference nobody's gonna get, and it's based on a name that isn't
John,
his.
you're not invited, bro.
Looks like we might see some action from Brandon Carl for the first time at this final table.
Ace 10 of hearts, Carl. Chicken sandwich, Carl.
Person here.
9.
He's got Sean Winter immediately to his left
And Sean has got a pair.
and a mountain of chips. Nobody else wanting to tangle.
Action on Ben Farrell out of the UK. Probably thinking of what he's going to do with his winnings, like order a round of warm beer, maybe buy some tickets to see his favorite soccer team.
Oh, he's going to call out of the big blind. Not a bad price with ace 9 off. So let's see the flop. It's 9, Jack 8.
Open-ended straight draw, Carl. And backdoor hearts.
Farrell pulls ahead. He hits the 9 on the flop. He checks. Action is now on Carl here. 150 is his bet.
Seems like an easy spot for Winter to get out of the way. This is going to hit the opening and caller's ranges, and he is not closing the action.
And he does. Folds his 6s.
Now, you got a pair here, and it's pretty tough to improve. And it's possible your opponent's just c-betting with 2 overs, something like that. Maybe an over and a draw.
So I think we know what move might be coming next.
All in.
There you have it. The all-in is just over $500,000, just $360K for Carl to call.
Carl's got 1.5 million behind. It's 360 to make this call. I think he has to do it.
Yeah, he does call.
Farrell, the decent favorite to double up.
So Farrell's tournament life is on the line. He survives the turn.
He's a much bigger favorite to double up now. Tally-ho and a pip-pip. Double up, and that's spelled with a U for our British friend.
This way.
Double up.
So still low elimination there, but let's go back over to the high roller table, where Timothy Miles raised and Sean Deeb moved all in, and we get a call from Miles and ace king. So Deeb's sevens looking to eliminate Timothy Miles, as both of these players trying to get to that first place prize of just over $750,000. The flop is Jack 5 Jack. Deeb's sevens still in the lead. Turns a 4 of hearts. And river is an 8, and so another player leaves this final table in the $25,000 high roller. That will be Timothy Miles and $150,000 for his trouble this weekend. And Sean Deeb is your chip leader. And here we go, back to the main event table.
Chair just keeps going back down.
Action back around to Farrell. In late position, he limps the Jack 10 suited. Interesting.
Have tank folding. You don't see that. You see that so often now. Posture.
It's like 1.5.
It's becoming so common that I can't stand watching certain poker like live showings.
Chiang has raised to 1.6 million.
And that's enough to put everyone else all in who's still in this hand. That being Brandon Carl and Ben Farrell.
And there you go. Someone's just going to say, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. Let's do it with ace king.
Man, given this dynamic, limp, shove, and you have nines, this is actually a pretty tough call. Chong's got you covered. You can fold, and maybe he knocks Farrell out. But nines might be too strong of a hand to get rid of.
And so it's going to be Carl and Chiang.
Joseph Chong about to participate in his third flip of this final table. He is 0 for 2 so far, which means he has to win this one. It's like a rule.
You giving him the 20 before
Like
the flop?
flipping versus racing, one of these two hands has a slight mathematical advantage.
Flop is 3 deuce 3, and Chiang is not very good at winning these races.
Still 2 cards to come.
Oh, it's not looking good.
One card to come.
Carl might be doubling up here. He does.
Joseph Chong 0 for 3 in flips. How is he not flipping out? I would be flipping this table over.
Oh, I know what's happened. He never screened one time. We didn't get it one time, that's why.
I'm sure that's not it. And then there were still 9. How is this possible?
If Joseph Chung wasn't so good and didn't crush always, I'd say I feel kind of bad for him right now. Down to just 8 bigs. Ugh. So we repeat it again, $69,000 out there for 9th place. 8th place is $91,000. So there is a whole lot being played for. And of course, all the way up at the top stakes, it's just under 700,000.
How are we still 9-handed?
Eventually it's going to work, right? It's such a reverse. I don't even know what to do with it.
Poor Joseph Chong, 0 for 3 in all-ins, 0 for 3 in flips.
All in.
Well, he's found an ace,
16
and that's
ace.
going to be good enough to put them all in the middle. Well, 9 deuce isn't going to call. And now to the blinds.
How much?
Now he's so short, he might have to get it in worse than a flip.
850.
Well, he's got one call, and that's from pocket tens of Elharar.
Good luck, man. Thanks.
Well, this is one hand, Elharar. Can't give up on the river.
No, they're going to see all 5 cards. There's no way around it.
For all ends, we no longer talk. We're friends, but we're never talking.
All the decisions have been made. The only ones left is if Chong's still going to be sitting at the end of this hand or walking away from the table. And here's the flop. It's 9 ace 8.
So this is going to be so sick if Chong doesn't hold.
The turn is a jack. Oh man. Don't do it. Oh no. Okay, good. So Chong doubles up.
That's so sick.
Now he's got just under $1 million.
He was pretty
Still
deep.
short, but still in the game. Well, we can't get anyone eliminated at the main event table, but some action over at the 2650 table where we've got 10s versus 9s, and the 9s are at risk. These are the 9s of Jordan Christos, And the flop is 5 queen deuce. And Christos will be hitting the rail. And our girl Jessica Dolly still powering on in that 2650 event with $1 million prize pool. And here we go, back to the main event table. And ace queen for Elharar this time.
Wasting no time getting it all in under the gun. He's all in for like 4 big blinds. Oh, Joe, no, you just got those.
From this guy.
What? Chong re-raising, trying to isolate.
Oh, man. So he's got king queen. He's made it 600,000.
Asians never mess up.
I guess it's 600, right?
All right, take it easy, Andrew Dice Clay.
How is that even real? That's a 4-raise.
Winter folds, and so it looks like Elharar now is in a spot to double up.
100% other shot.
King, queen.
Domination Nation.
Ace
Joe
queen.
has not fared well in these flips. I do not have high hopes for him when he's dominated.
And flop is deuce, 8, ace.
Ace.
That's all but going to shut the door here for Chiang. Uh-oh, wait a second. Some more possibilities with that 10 on the turn. Not happening. Elharar doubles up.
Joe Chong is now 4 for 5 in all-ins, losing them.
He's having a fantastic day. Well, the tension continues to rise as we still haven't lost a player, Joe.
8 of these players are at least entirely frustrated, and one, the Sean Winters soldier, is straight up just chilling with nearly half the chips in play 9-handed.
How would you like to play against the pros on national TV? Download now to play and win. It's absolutely free to play.
Welcome back to the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open Big Four here on Poker Night America. No, we still have not lost a single player from the main event final table, but yes, the blinds are still going up, and in fact, they're up now to 50,000, 100,000 with that big blind ante. Ooh, the plaques are out.
Shiny.
Ooh, the plaques. Ooh, you know, I touched one once, you know.
You did?
Yeah.
What did it feel like?
It feels meaty.
Ooh.
Solid.
Ooh, fake aces. Well, I love it.
At least they're suited. Seems good enough for a poke. He's got 3 much shorter stacks to act behind him.
All in.
That makes sense.
Oh, here we go. Over to Giuliano Lentini. All right, what's Lentini doing here? Well, I know just by looking at his stack, he doesn't have a whole lot of chips sitting in front of him. He's one of those about 10 big blind kind of guys.
Oh, Lentini calls with a very strong hand.
I'm kind of surprised what took him so long, actually.
Yeah, against the shove from the chip leader in late position.
All right, Lentini looking to double up. Winter trying to eliminate our very first player here tonight on the Big Four.
As a standard is, a standard does. Domination Nation.
Flop is deuce, 3, ace.
4 diamonds is a sweat.
Big. No 4 diamonds.
Sweat
Big.
indeed.
Okay, then 5.
Big, big, big. Huge. Huge.
Turns a king.
As big as it gets.
Yeah, like 2, 3,
Big.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Please, big, big.
They go low, we go high.
Let's go one time.
See, oh, there's the one time. See, it works.
Was after.
Well, that's a good point. And again, apparently nobody wants $69,000 in cash for ninth place tonight.
Nobody wants just $69,000.
They're all avoiding this huge chunk of money that is just right out there for the taking. All you have to do is get eliminated. That's it, and you get the money.
If you don't get eliminated, you get more.
Wow, there.
Sorry to get you on a technicality.
Here it's come.
All right, Elharar looks like he's all in with 4s on the button.
All in. All right, good luck to us. Ace king again? Hold on, wait.
All
I'm
in
still
is
hand.
725,000.
Schwarman all in over the top.
My bad.
Clentini last to act.
you can go.
Nope. So Elharar once again facing elimination. Once again, we are flipping.
9-8 off. I just
Like
wanted to
clean
take it out
sheets
of the first
versus warm towels, one of these hands has a slight mathematical advantage.
Actually, because of what we've seen that has been folded, Elharar is in a tough spot right now with his fours.
Still ahead at the moment. Ace, 7, 6, 2 spades. Fours still ahead.
Wow.
There are a lot of outs now for King Jack. Maybe too many? Yes. Elharar is staying alive. That doesn't work. Staying alive. Ugh.
No, I just take a quick second there, would you, Stapes? Let's get back over to the $1,100 table where Jack Duong is all in for his tournament life with pocket fours in a bad place against Keith Brennan. Duong came to this final table in second in chips with 2.3 million, and now at risk of going out in fifth place. The flop is 6-5 Jack. Much like Jack slipping below the water in Titanic, it's so cold, and he doesn't have much life left. That's it. Jack Duong's gone in fifth place. $24,935 will be his payday here today at Seminole Hard Rock. And we go back to our featured table. We still have not eliminated anyone from this table. Difference between ninth and eighth place is around 12,000.
That's 2 times the buy-in.
That's true.
Ace 9 is pretty much an auto raise for Sean with his stack and the stacks of the people behind him.
Good luck.
Schwarman's all in again, eights this time, for his last 600,000.
She wasn't dead then.
It's like 5, right?
I'm about to be in last in chips now. I'm about to be last.
Winter makes the call. We are headed to Flipsville for the 11th time at this final table. This time, it's the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel versus Fleabag. The characters, not the show. One of them has a slight mathematical advantage.
And oh boy, Winter really pulls ahead now, hits the ace on the flop.
Looks like Winter is about to ice another.
Actually, I think Schwarman's drawn dead. Yep, he is.
That'll do it. The double ups are done.
Yeah, he doesn't know it, but we do. That's it.
Thank you, buddy.
And so Nick Schwarman is going to be the answer to the question, who gets knocked out first tonight?
Knocked out in 9th place for $69,800.
Well, it's time to take a quick break now that we have finally lost our first player. Welcome back to the Big Four, where we play 8-handed at our main event final table. Blinds are still at the 50, 100,000 level.
And the next player to hit the rail will take home over $91,000. Took us almost an entire episode to lose one player at this table.
Lentini folds, Robinson folds, over to Ben Farrell. Ben has folded, now Jordan Fish. Fish folds.
What now, Carl?
All in.
Sean jams with ace queen.
And now back to Carl. What here?
There it is. Knit roll alert.
He's way ahead with his suited ace king versus Winter's ace queen.
It's what we call Domination Nation. Looking good for a double up, Carl.
Flop is
no.
8, queen, 7.
Carl, you should have stayed in the house.
Turns a 9.
Carl can only hit a king.
And he doesn't. And so that's going to be it.
Poor guy, obviously super worried about going out in 8th, and it happened despite him getting in super, super good.
Yeah.
I guess now he'll be making chicken sandwiches in the sky.
Well, as he gets that $91,000, you know he's going to be second-guessing himself about the pocket tens, or at least I think he would be. Let's go back over to the 2650 table stakes as we have your girl, Jessica Dawley. Thinking about it with ace-jack, she calls. Goo, tough spot here. Vora's got aces versus her ace-jack. And the flop is 9-7 deuce with a couple of hearts. Running hearts are no good for Dolly. She needs a running jacks. Well, now she picks up a straight draw for a little bit more life. Oh! The 8 on the river means Jessica Dawley has went runner to eliminate Vora, and she does him dirty. And Vora this weekend turned his 2650 buy-in into just under 47,000. All right, so now we are 7 players left. 7th place is over that 6-figure mark at 115,000 and change. Table's got a little bit more of a relaxed feel now that you've eliminated a couple of people. Farrell with pocket tens makes it 225. Ace 5 for Winter.
Sean Winter has yet to see an ace he didn't like.
Yeah, a lot of different thoughts of being the chip leader. You know, do you constantly go after people? Do you sit back and let them do all the work?
I think it's a case-by-case basis. In this case, Sean makes the wise laydown.
How do you have a second?
Action on Jerry Robinson in the big. Sounds like the kind of guy you'd buy a car from. Come on down to Jerry Robinson, where we'll flop you real good.
I didn't understand that.
One guy has a nut flush, one guy has a second nut flush.
Oh, I'm bugging.
All right, heads up with Queen Deuce versus tens. And the flop is 4 Jack 9 with a couple of hearts on board for Robinson.
Pretty much as you could ask for with Queen Deuce of Hearts.
Sure. And here comes a bet from Farrell of 250,000.
I don't hate the idea of putting in a raise and maybe just winning this outright, but unfortunately, if you don't get a fold, you're pretty much committed to going all in. So there you go. You just move all in yourself. Guarantee yourself the chance to see 2 more cards if you get called.
8 espressos, no problem.
And this could go either way.
Be best friends after. You don't like coffee? No, I say after.
Now, at the start of this hand, there were 2 stacks shorter than Farrell, so Robinson can really keep the pressure on him.
I can see you don't like stress. You insult me when you stress.
Just a terrible spot for the Brit.
Wow, and Farrell's going to lay it down.
I'm okay allowed to
It's
yell
just
for
some
cards.
great ICM play there by Jerry Robinson.
After we made
Don't you want
this.
people to lose?
Here's to you.
I want them all to lose. I want everyone.
Big congrats to our 8th place finisher, Brandon Carl.
No chicken dinner for Carl, but he does get to make a chicken sandwich, Carl.
Now that we're 7-handed and wrapping up this special presentation, let's check out the remaining stats. So here were the 2 eliminations tonight. In 9th place, Nick Schwarman left with 69K. Brandon Carl and his pocket tens that who knows where they would have ever went left us tonight in 8th place with 91,000.
Hello, my stay-at-home babies. Just wanted to say thanks for watching and thanks for staying home. Unless you watch this somewhere out in public, in which case, bad, shame on you. The way you can make it up to me is to click like or subscribe or leave a comment. A good one only, please. I don't deal so well with the bad stuff. Look at me. I'm clearly not dealing well with any.